the last class we discussed a green revolution, due to green revolution, how production increased. Before green revolution, the village of Panakpur followed the traditional way of method of agriculture. Such and such matters we discussed in our last class. Okay. If so, we can term the green revolution as modern farming. Before modern farming or before the year 1960s, the villages of Panakpur followed multiple cropping. You all know what you mean by multiple cropping. What you mean by multiple cropping? Grow crops more than one crop is called multiple cropping. To grow more than one crop in a single year is called multiple cropping. Okay. We can compare the traditional multiple cropping method and the modern farming due to green revolution. Okay. Here we can compare the multiple cropping as the farming in Panakpur, and the modern farming is after 1960s. What type of agriculture method is followed by the people of Panakpur? From this we can study the method adopted by Panakpur and what is the difference between the year before 1960s and the year what changes after 1960s in agriculture sector. Okay, we mentioned or we took a village Panakpur as an example only. Okay, so it is a true fact in India after 1960s and before 1960s. We took an imaginary village, Panakpur as an imaginary village only. Okay. Here we see the villagers of Panakpur adopted multiple cropping. Multiple cropping is the method of growing crops more than one crop in a single year. Okay. Do you understand what you mean by multiple cropping? It is a traditional way of method. For what multiple cropping is used to in a traditional method to increase in production. Okay. After 1960s, the scientists developed a high yielding variety of seeds to increase production. Okay. From multiple cropping, they already increased the production. But as a population increase, this is not sufficient in India or Indian people to feed Indian people. So the scientists developed high yielding variety. HYV means high yielding variety of seeds, because from this seed high yield the farmers get high yield of production. What do you mean by yield? The earning from the production. Use of high yielding variety of seeds, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, irrigation method for more doing as a result they get more output in after 1960s. Output means what? Result. What was the result of using high yielding variety of seeds after 1960s? What was the result? They get more output from the modern farming. Okay, let's compare. First one, in multiple cropping, or we can say multiple cropping as traditional way of cultivation. Okay, in multiple cropping or traditional way of cultivation, the persons or farmers growing more than one crop. That is a benefit. That is a merit. If so, here after 1960s, after introduction of modern farming, use of high yielding variety of seeds, with the high yielding of variety of seeds, the farmers used chemical fertilizers, pesticides with the natural manures. Okay, as a result, they get more production. And the most modern irrigation facilities, or what were the modern farming methods they use? They use most modern irrigation method for getting more output. Okay. The second point, it is a common way of production to increase crops. To increase production, the multiple cropping method or the traditional way of method is used in India before 1960s. But they transferred the wasteland as cultivated land and followed modern farming. 1960s, since 1960s, the villagers followed multiple cropping, and after 96, they also adopt the modern farming. As a result, what happened in the village of Palamur? Let's see what happened before 1960s. Before 1960s, they got 1,300 kilogram per hectare. You know hectare? We measure the unit of land as hectare. Each hectare, the villagers get 1,300 kilogram yield. As a result of industrialization, they got 3,200 kilogram. 3,200 kilogram. What is the difference between 3,200 and 1,300? Let's see. Okay, let's see what is the difference between 3,200 and 1,300. Okay, 0, 0, 9, 1. The difference is 1,900. More than they cultivated during multiple cropping. They got 1,900 kilogram more after 1960s. That is the benefit after glorious revolution, after the green revolution after 1960s in Panama. Okay, till 1960s, the villagers follow the traditional way of method or multiple cropping. They increased their crops through multiple cropping 1,300 kilogram per hectare. But after 1960s, due to green revolution, they can increase 1,900 again. Okay, thus they can produce 3,200 kilogram per hectare. Okay, large increment of production we can see after 1960s in Panama. Not only the village of Panama, almost all agricultural states in India witnessed this progress in agriculture sector. We have also already discussed which states benefited from green revolution. Haryana, Punjab, Western Uttar Pradesh benefited from green revolution. Okay, they produced more which crop? They produced more wheat. Okay, during the green revolution, the different parts of India, Punjab, Haryana, Punjab, and Western Uttar Pradesh increased their production more than from they yielded during multiple cropping. Okay, let's discuss after Great Revolution how the increment of pulses and production of pulses and production of wheat increased after Green Revolution. Okay, 10 million tons. Okay, in 1965-66, the production of pulses is 10 million tons. Okay, at the same time, wheat is also 10 million tons. 1771 period, we can see 12 million tons the production increase the production of pulses. Okay, at the same time, million tons. During the same time, the production of wheat is increased more than that of pulses and the last year. 36 million tons. Okay, in 1991 you can see the production of pulses increased in 14 million ton. Okay, here the production of wheat increased double and became 55 million tons. 2000 to 2001, the increment of or here we can see diminishing in the case of production of pulses. Okay, only 11 million tons we can see in the case of production of pulses. During the same time, the production of wheat is 70 million tons. Okay, here I already told you, due to the Green Revolution, increment in the field of wheat produced more than or produced double than the multiple cropping period. Okay, so in the case of modern period, wheat is produced more than that or over production we can see in the field of production of wheat. Okay, this is the benefit of Green Revolution in the field of production of wheat. Okay, from the periods of Green Revolution, we witness increase in production, use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, etc. and modern farming technology they use. Okay, if so, let's discuss the merits and demerits of Green Revolution. You can tell what are the merits of Green Revolution. What are the merits of Green Revolution? Can you explain? Yes, you can point out what are the merits of Green Revolution. First merit, they used high yielding varieties. From the high yielding varieties, we could increase the production. First merit is that. Then plowing and harvesting become easier because of use of modern technology. Then another one, farmers could sell surplus production. When production increases, the remaining production or the surplus production, how did the farmers use the surplus production? They could sell the surplus production and they get profit from that surplus production. Okay. Then another one, the use of pesticides and insecticides help to kill the pesticides and pests and insects that cause the crop failure. Okay, that these are the merits of Green Revolution. What are the merits of Green Revolution? First, they use high yielding varieties. Due to the use of high yielding varieties, farmers can also they could increase the production of especially wheat. Okay, then another important one, with the help of modern machines like a tractor, harvesting machine, sowing machine, etc., the work became easier. Harvesting and the plowing and harvesting became easier. Then farmers could sell the surplus production. We already know with the help of high yielding varieties, production increased. So they began the period witnesses surplus production. So the farmers could sell the surplus production in the market and they get profit from that production. Okay. Then last one, with the help of pesticides and insecticides, the farmers help to kill the insects and pesticides due to all they cause the crop failure. Okay. If so, what were some limitations also in Green Revolution? Okay, a population increase. When population increase, we witness Green Revolution and increase the production, or we had or we get sufficient production. But it was limitation also. What was the limitation? We already told you, with the high yielding varieties, the farmers use the chemical fertilizers and pesticides also. Okay, so the use of large amount of pesticides and insecticides, we witness the loss of correctly. Okay. Then another important matter. The modern farming used the modern method of irrigation. So excessive water is used for agriculture purpose. So excessive use of water goes on reduce the water in deep earth. Then another important thing, the use of chemical fertilizers and fertilizers pollute our soil and water. Okay, these were the limitations of or demerits of green revolution. What are the demerits of green revolution? First, lows soil fertility. It boosts use of chemical fertilizers and use of pesticides cause the pollute our soil or reduce the fertility of soil and water polluted. Then second one, excessive use of water. What happened? Excessive use of water through irrigation, dams or pumps, use of pump sets and canals. They use water excessive in nature, so it causes water scarcity and water pollution. Okay, these were the important merits and demerits of green revolution. Okay. Then our next topic is, will the land sustain? What do you mean by sustain? Do you know what do you mean by sustainable development? Sustain means to survive. It means land, water, soil, etc. are natural resources. So it is very careful to use judicious use of natural resources help to sustain resources. What do you mean by sustainable development? The resources we use. After use, we can hand over the natural resources for next generation. That is sustainable development. We all know the normal resources like water, soil, and land, etc. were destroyed day by day because of the activities of human beings. We already know land is overuse of land became a severe problem because we already know the demerits. When we discuss the demerits of the green revolution, we discuss the overuse of fertilizers, chemical fertilizers and pesticides cause the loss of soil fertility and pollute the water. Excessive use of water cause the reduction of groundwater. Okay, do you understand how land became polluted and how water reduced and how the natural resources became depleted in your lower classes? Here, after Green Revolution, it is necessary to observe what happened in soil and water. First one, use of chemical fertilizers and pesticide. What happened? The loss of soil fertility we can see. Okay. Then reduction of groundwater. Reduction of groundwater. Here we can see the activities of human being reduce the groundwater and overuse of chemical fertilizers reduce the soil fertility and pollute water and soil equally. Because what will the presence of government do? Here government can take necessary suggestions against this problem. Because as a result, we can suggest, or you can suggest to reduce or the maintain land or sustain land in future. What was your suggestion about to sustain land? We use land properly, or only for our purpose. Land should be used only for our purpose. Over use of land causes the reduction of land. And we already told you land can no one can increase the land and no one can reduce the land. But the use of very necessary. How judicially we use on land? If we use judicially, we can continue or use longer time land. Land and other natural resources. Here we can say overuse. Okay, land and soil are not renewable resources, so it is very necessary to use these natural resources judicially. Okay. Next. Okay, here a suggested activity for you. We already discussed in many areas green revolution is associated with the loss of soil fertility and due to increased of chemical fertilizers. Also, continuous use of groundwater for tube well irrigation has reduced the water table below the ground. Environmental resources like soil fertility and groundwater are built up over many years, so we consider it as non-renewable resources. Once destroyed, it is very difficult to renew. Okay, we must take care of environment to ensure future development of agriculture. Below that, a suggested activity for you. After reading the following reports from newspapers, magazines, write a letter to the agricultural minister in your own words telling them how the use of chemical fertilizers can be harmful. Here is a report we can see in this box. After reading this box, you write a letter to your agriculture minister. Okay. Okay. Let's discuss how is land distributed between the farmers of land. Farmers means different types of farmers. Highly cultivated farmers and the farmers cultivated in small pools and landless farmers. Okay, here in Palamur, I already told you, consists of 450 families. Out of 450, 150 are landless. Before I told you this 150 is 1/3 of Palamur's total families. Okay, that is 150 families where there is only consists of SC people. They were landless. Out of remaining 240 families, they cultivated in small plots. Then these 60 families were highly cultivated families. They were cultivated almost they extended their cultivation in 10 hectares of land they cultivated. Here we can see they occupy the surplus production. Here the 240 small farmers cultivated in small plots and they use the crops for their subsistence use. What do you mean by subsistence use? Their self-use. They cultivated for themselves. In the 150 families, 1/3 of families, they cultivated for others' land and craft laborers. This was the distribution of land between the people of village of Palamur. Okay. Okay. Like in India, here a question. The distribution of farmers in India and the amount of land they cultivate is given in the following graph. Discuss. Okay, let's discuss. Here is a graph that show agriculture statistics at a glance 2003. Okay. Department of Agriculture and Cooperation, Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India published or created this graph. It shows cultivated area Then here number of farmers cultivated on land. Here 64% small farmers cultivated in India in this 64% of land. Here number of farmers, the medium and large farmers 80% used. Okay. Here till this about land. Land is one of the most important factors of production. Okay, then we will discuss who will provide the labor. Next factors of production is what? Labor. Like land, labor is an important part of factors of production. Without labor, no activity is not running in the field of agriculture. So, who will provide the labor? In the case of India, we already discussed about small farmers and big farmers. In India, we have seen small farmers and big farmers. In the case of small farmers, more than half of farmers were landless farmers, or they cultivated in their small plots. In the case, so the farmers with their family cultivated and considered them as the laborers. Okay, they were laborers and farmers and owners of small land. All are themselves. Okay, in the case of big farmers, they hire the farmers for working in their land. Okay, this was the distribution of labor in the field of agriculture in India. Okay. Okay, we discussed land and labor, the two factors of production. Next, the factors of production, capital. The capital is needed in farming. How capital is used by the small farmers and the big farmers. In the case of small farmers, they have their own. They didn't have their own capital. So what did they do? They borrow money from money lenders and large farmers. Okay, this was the most problem faced by the small farmers in India. They have to borrow money from big farmers and money lenders for high interest. It is the most important reason of farmers go back from the field of agriculture. Okay, what was the reason? In small farmers in India have to borrow the capital for capital. For capital is for what? Capital is physical capital. Physical capital is fixed capital and working capital. For working capital, or human capital, they do their own work in their field. Okay. Then another working capital like raw materials and money, they have no raw material and money. Then the fixed capital for buying tools and other machines, they have to spend more money. So what did they do? They have to borrow money or capital from big farmers and money lenders for high interest. In the case of small farmers, at the same time, in the case of big farmers, they already have saving. How did they get saving? I already told you the big farmers cultivated or their cultivation is extending more than 10 hectares of land. In the case of small farmers, there is a little amount of land and they cultivated in their own land with their family. They don't have to buy or hire the laborers. They done their work themselves. But in the case of capital, they needed capital and they have to buy money. Okay. In the case of big farmers in India, they already have savings and they already have fixed capital and working capital, etc. So, if the government, what was the suggestion to improve the condition of such a small farmers in India, Kerala, almost different, almost the parts of India? We can suggest to improve their condition. What were the measures introduced by Indian government to improve the condition of small farmers? Now, the agricultural banks were set up for giving loan for less interest. Then some amount were reduced as subsidy from their loan. Then the chemical fertilizers, the government can provide chemical fertilizers and pesticides in low rate. So in such a condition, can improve. Okay. Nowadays, our government also improved on the field of helping agriculture or farmers in India and Kerala also. But in this condition, during the first 21st century, beginning part of 21st century, we can see in Kerala, the farmers went back from the field of agriculture. What was the reasons? Reasons were high rate of chemical fertilizers and pesticides is one reason. Then they have to borrow money from high interest rate from the money lenders and big farmers. Then if they took loan from banks, there is no subsidy or the low level of interest rate. These reasons was our farmers in Kerala, our farmers went back from the field of agriculture. But during that time, when if the government helped the poor farmers, we didn't become consumers. We could improve. Or during that time, if the government helped that period, we will become a good agriculture land in Kerala, agriculture field. Because in Kerala, the atmosphere or our territorial atmosphere is on the base of it is suitable for agriculture, especially in rice cultivation. But our agriculture field is destroying due to these reasons. Okay, we discussed the three factors of production completely, which were the first one land, second labor, and capital. The next class we will discuss the last factors of production, what will be human capital or organizer. Okay, we all know the organizer combine these factors of production together and maintain how to maintain the production field. Okay, next class we will meet with another topic. Thank you.